everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm going to talk about the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, the phone I gave up on a long time ago. And you might find this surprising, but you might probably have paid attention to the channel over the last year. I was very excited about this phone when it first came out at the beginning of the year. I really liked the addition of the S Pen. I wasn't too crazy about this silicone case that adds like this big block on the side that holds the S Pen. But I like the S Pen functionality, especially since, well, it's very, very Note-like, but at the same point in time, I do like the form factor. I like the S series phones. And I liked it. I was like, man, this is great. When I first started out, the first 2 weeks, I was getting like 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours screen on time. And then we got into February and we got that first big patch. And it just took the battery life and completely like pile drived it and destroyed it. And it created a whole host of problems for the battery life. And then March, it was like, well, maybe the March update will fix it. And then that didn't. And then the April update. And they're like, well, maybe the April update will fix it. And then it kind of got fixed for a few days, it felt like. And then it went off the deep end to the point where I was getting, I got like 3.5, barely 4 hours of screen on time. We're talking about a 5,000 milliamp battery in here, which is just completely ridiculous. I mean, I have never had a phone before that, I've made videos where I'm like, okay, the battery life is not good. And then with this one, I did it like 3 times because I kept reevaluating it and people kept coming back, hey, has it improved? Has it gotten any better? And I give it another chance. I gave this phone a lot of chances and then I wrote it off about May of this last year and I was just done. I'm so tired of it, which is sad because it's a phenomenal phone. I love it. It's got a big, beautiful screen. I love the 120 hertz refresh rate. Probably the best 120 hertz refresh rate in the game. Samsung makes the best looking panels in my opinion. Their 120 hertz is the best. I like the camera. I love the super zoom that you can zoom out. I mean, I've been able to take some amazing pictures with this. It's a very, very complete phone. If you look in the Android world, it's probably the most complete phone of 2021. Also, you've got the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner built into the screen. It's finally good. It's fast. It's reliable. It's more secure than the regular ones, and it's much more accurate now. You've got the facial recognition, you've got the 3 cameras on the back, you've got a great selfie camera on the front, you got 4K video, 8K video, 5G, Snapdragon 888. I mean, you can do anything and everything with this phone, including setting it on the kitchen sink because it's got IP68 dust and water resistance. So why would I give up on a phone when I've tested so many other phones so thoroughly? And plain and simple, it was just the battery life. And I just had enough of it. I was having to charge this thing at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Every other phone that I've tested, like the OnePlus 9 Pro, was about the same, a little bit better, honestly, but I could recharge it in like 30 minutes. 15 minutes on the charger could get me half of my battery back. Then you look at the Pixel 6 Pro. I've been getting at least 6 hours of screen on time with that. I have tested so many phones this year, and every single one of them, in my opinion, has been better in the battery life department as far as flagships go. So that's what I need. I need long screen on time. I need battery life. And this just hasn't been able to do it. What I am going to do now, though, the reason that I have this phone out, the reason I'm talking about this, is because I'm going to put my SIM card back in it and I'm going to test it again. Because right now, coming up on the year anniversary of this phone, we're getting ready for the S22. This is still a very good phone. Absent the problems I've had with the battery life, which some people haven't even had. So let me take a moment to acknowledge that. There are some people that have gotten exceptional battery life out of it. And maybe it's hit or miss. Maybe it's just one unit is worse than the other. Maybe mine has some sort of internal flaw that I don't know. But systematically and within all the comments, every single one of those videos I made, it was about 50-50. There was a lot of people that are like, hey dude, you're way off base. I'm getting great battery life. And then some people are like, no, I agree. This is terrible battery life. So battery life, just so you know, is a moving target. There are a lot of variables involved. Every battery is different. Every phone is a little bit different. And everybody's usage patterns and requirements are different. So that's understandable. 50-50 split, I think, is pretty fair to say that I'm not crazy. Now, all that being said, I do love this phone. I like it a lot. But I just moved on. I had so many other things to test. It wasn't worth the frustration for me to keep going back to it to get mad, to use the phone and be like, why is this happening? So I'm going to test it out again. There have been a lot of substantial updates. See what it's like. Try it out with Android 12 with OneUI 4. See if that's made any substantial difference. Because, like I said, right now, very important time, the prices are lower. They're good sale prices. They're good trade-in opportunities because they want you to try and buy these before the new one comes out. They want to try and get more money out of it. And with that, that means you could get a good deal. Because I think by and large, mostly it is a decent device, and probably for people who are not like screen addicts like I am, who always have their screen on, it's probably a very, 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 very good device for a lot of people. And yeah, it's definitely in the running for best Android phone of 2021. Now, you're probably saying, okay, how can you say that if you hate the battery? Look, objectively, the phone, everything about it is pretty darn complete. The battery life issue is subjective and a problem for me and a problem for some people. It might not be for you. So that's why I put an asterisk next to it. But yeah, there's a lot of phones to consider out there right now. You've got the Pixel 6, the Pixel 6 Pro, you got the OnePlus phones, you've got these. There's a lot of options out there, but Samsung is very aggressive when it comes to discounting their stuff, giving you good trade-in opportunities. And especially as the new phone gets here, I think you're going to see, even on top of the holiday sales, probably some more sale opportunities for these phones. These phones are so powerful now, they're good for years. It's not like before where it's like, don't buy the one from a year ago. That's a terrible idea. This Snapdragon 888 is going to get at least 3 years of software updates. So you got Android 11, so Android 12 coming out with OneUI 4, Android 13, Android 14. This thing is going to be heavily supported fully for a long time. Top-notch cameras, top-notch video. It's got a lot of great implementations, and it really is a good phone. And I think it deserves another look. I was very, very frustrated with it. I moved on, used other phones, went back to my Z Flip 5G, went to my Z Flip 3, my Fold 3. And then, yeah, I'm carrying around lately my Surface Duo 2 and either the Pixel or an iPhone. But this one's going to get my SIM card back in it. I'm going to let you guys know. I'm going to test it out again. 1 year later review. Has the battery improved? Is it still a good phone? Is it a contender for phone of the year? And is it worth your money? Because it could be a really good, well-priced device for some people that's going to last for years. And that's a good thing. That's what I like to talk about in this value. I like to approach things from a value perspective because you don't always need to go spend $1,200. This was an expensive phone when it came out. And then if you noticed, like 3 weeks later, after all of the trade-in opportunities stuff or the extra pre-order stuff and the 2-week return period was over, the price dropped by several $100s because they got rid of the earbuds and the additional trade-in stuff. But Samsung always likes to play it fast and loose when it comes to their pricing and their hardware. But I think there's enough merit here for me to go back, take a look at it again, and be like, okay, how good a year later is this phone? Is it something that's worthwhile? And can you be happy with it? And is it sustainable long term and something that you can use as your daily driver? And of course, most of those answers are already yes. I mean, it's an amazing phone. Without a doubt, it's an amazing phone. But there are some little hiccups and nuances here that frustrate me personally as an owner and a user. But that's why I hold on to these things. When I buy my phones, I hang on to them. I have all of these flagship phones that I bought this year because I like to test them out. I'll do a 1 month, a 3 month, a 1 year, and now it's time to take a look at this one 1 year later, and we'll see where it's at. We'll see how it does, and we'll talk about it here in the near future, and I'll come back and report on it. Now, that's all I've got in this video. If you have any questions or comments, if you have any specific stuff that you want me to look at over this period while I'm testing it out again, let me know so that I can address that in the video because this is for you guys. Also, it's for me. It's a little bit for me because I want to see if the battery's improved. I've heard some people say it might have gotten better. Who knows? I'm the king of killing batteries, so let's not put too much faith in that yet. But yeah, if you have stuff you're concerned about or want me to look at while I'm testing it, let me know so I can address that and follow up with it in the video and make this the best it can be for those of you who are curious about how this phone performs a year later and maybe you're looking to get one because it's a very appealing device. So that's all I've got in this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those down in the comments section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.